It's a pleasure to be here, sir. Love the movie. Jojo Rabbit, possibly the boldest film of 2019 so far.
Boldest film I've made.
A film, like a black comedy about the Nazis with an invisible imaginary friend. What drew you to doing Drop Dead Fred with Hitler?
Well, it's inspired by a book that I really liked called Caging Skies, and but the imaginary friend is not in the book. But it was just something I wanted to make something that felt different, but it was essentially this, a story or a situation that we all knew very well, and I wanted to tell a story about kids and how they begin to understand each other, and people from different cultures, how you can foster friendship and understanding. And so that was sort of at the heart of it, and this idea that this kid was sort of torn between his love of the Third Reich and his developing interest in this girl living in his attic. That was really compelling to me, and I felt like I should make a part of him, I should manifest a part of his personality to be around him, to kind of try, that he's wrestling with. So that's where Hitler came from.
There's a lot of humour and silliness in the film, which we've seen in previous films you've done, but there is a lot of the sinister undertones that remind you that a lot of this is based on fact and horrible things that happen. Were there ever times when you were directing or writing that you felt uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone compared to other projects you've worked on in the past?
No, I didn't feel like we were pushing the boundaries. I come from New Zealand. We're incredibly polite when we make stuff, and our comedy is very polite. We don't like to we don't try and make things that shock people, I don't want to make things that sort of inappropriate or overly offensive. I like to poke fun at ideas, and I like to poke fun at certain people or certain groups like Nazis. But yeah, I always felt like our hearts were all in the right place when we were making this film.
Thomason said that you suggested she watch Heathers to sort of prepare for the role. As an actor-director, how do you go? How do you prepare for something like this? Do you try and stop watching everybody else's work so that doesn't bleed into your own? Or did you watch different documentaries or other types of programs or films that have dealt with sort of World War II in humorous ways?
I didn't watch things that dealt with World War II in humorous ways because I don't feel that there were many of them. But I watched a couple of documentaries. They were on the Hitler Youth, and yeah, I didn't want to really watch a lot of other people's work because I didn't feel like I didn't want this to be like other people's work, and I wanted to sort of stand alone and have its own voice, its own unique voice. And that's why a lot of the dialogue is spoken in a very contemporary style. There are words that people say in the film that they never used back then. So it's not. I wasn't trying to find like a sort of a perfect, authentic depiction of those times or anything. I wanted it to feel contemporary and fresh, so that the audiences and new young audiences as well who are coming to this kind of story could feel like this could happen today. That this sort of thing, there's no difference really between what was happening in 1945 and what's happening now. There's like the slow burning and building and escalation of hate and intolerance, and then before you know it, all hell breaks loose. Because the message is it can happen again.
I think the music helps sort of subvert that as well, using sort of more modern or kind of 60s, 70s music pulls you out that way. And finally, you spend a lot of time dressed as Hitler, obviously. In this, you must have got used to people looking at you in a very different way. Did you ever get self-conscious in the shops later that you'd left a tash on or something?
Yeah, imagine that. No, I made sure. I mean, I hated wearing that moustache because it was so uncomfortable, but also it just looks stupid. And so now and then I'd catch a glimpse of myself and remember, oh my God, I'm still dressed like that. But it was only ever on set. And we always had closed sets, so we'd never be in the public or anything. But yeah, it was just something like I didn't enjoy wearing. I enjoyed doing the scenes with Roman and goofing around and being this sort of clownish character. But yeah, I feel like there's it's more embarrassing, I'd say.
It would have been shock for an Uber driver.
Yeah.
The stuff in the squad.